We're back for part 3 on Greg's Elan tonight. And Greg brought all kinds of parts. All right, let's show you some of these parts.
New old stock fuel tank.
Brand new. The other one had some cracks, so we were a little worried. We already checked, and this takes a Polaris Indy fitting up here. We'll have to figure out the return line, but oddly enough, there's a hole on the neck. It seems like that'd be a place to put a return line. We'll find some spot. We'll just do a push-in fitting for a return line. New belt.
Brand new belt.
And you can see there's a bunch more dusters down in front for parts. So we'll make one really good duster. But the eagle-eyed viewers have probably already noticed this. And the fact that there's a crank hanging out down there. So at the end of the last video, we showed you running with the new muffler, but it only ran that one time. And we thought it was just flooded. And
You thought it was
I
flooded.
thought it was just flooded.
I figured it was timing was off.
Well, we'll show you that video, and we'll show you what happened. We'll probably start back a little bit before that with it running, just so you can watch the clutch unscrew off the crank again, because that was kind of funny. Give her. Whoa, your clutch is coming off, Greg.
Woo!
You see that? The clutch.
Well, good. Now we can take that off.
The clutch unscrewed itself. But anyways, we stopped right there. I thought it was just flooded. I figured it'd run again and be fine. So we just ended the video there. Well, 3 days after I'm done editing, Greg brought it down to our buddy Fred Smith. And Fred is a whiz at these motors, and they took it apart, and
Yeah, clutch key was sheared off.
clutch key was sheared off. The bearing on the mag side bearing,
Brand new, but the bearing.
the bearing was all pitted up. So these have like a race that slides out, and it was garbage. And I'll put that picture up here now. And the clutch key was sheared off. And what about that piston?
It was a 670 piston with a 20 millimeter pin versus 16 millimeter, something like that. And there was a bronze bushing taking up the difference, but the circlip would only hold the bushing in, not the pin. Not good.
And the pin wasn't a press fit or anything.
No.
No. So had we ran it for even a few more seconds, that piston pin might have slid out and just destroyed the cylinder and everything. So it's actually kind of fortunate that the key sheared and all this got caught before Greg was, 10 miles from home and broke down. All right, me and Greg are getting ready to bleed the brakes. So I'm sure you noticed when we swung the caliper down here, the bleeder's pointing sideways. Here's our solution. We just point the bleeder up and bleed it like normal. And then once it's bled, we'll mount it back up where it goes. So we'll bring you back after we're done bleeding the brakes. All right, we're back, and it's a different day. These brakes have been a massive struggle, haven't they, Greg?
Yeah.
So we still got the Kelsey Hayes Master, and the only reason is we're going to throw a Polaris Master on there, but these are 1-inch diameter bars, and that, and Greg likes the Kelsey Hayes. Never mind the dripping, the cap isn't tight, and he doesn't have the, he has to get a new gasket for the cap. That thing's breaking into pieces as we watch. But beyond that, we got it. So this bracket works. It's got some flex to it, as you can see, because it's held different, but that's it. I mean, it locks it up good. The flex lets it get a little bit closer to, well, I guess it's probably fine. It's locked up about there. So you know, compared to the original brakes that this thing had, how were the originals, Greg?
It was just a push on the side of the secondary.
Yeah, so those basically did nothing. So this is a vast improvement. I'm calling it a safety upgrade.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Hey,
so,
Tommy Zeller's calling.
Tommy Zeller's calling.
Hello?
Hey, Greg, where you at?
Well, we're doing a video. You're on a video now.
Hey, awesome.
All right.
On my way. You're there. Okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
See you in
Bye.
a few minutes.
Bye.
All right. So the other thing I want to talk about is it was a bitch to bleed this. And we looked around a bit online, and those Kelsey Hayes do have a reputation for being difficult to bleed. And then the other thing is I blew this caliper completely apart and cleaned out the groove and the seal and all that stuff, just like we showed on, well, it was on Patty. Just recently on Patty, we showed that. So it was no different. So I didn't video it again. But it works. We got plenty of clearance. It's probably an 1/8 inch clearance to the secondary, and this is the fixed side, so that's not going anywhere. And squeeze it again, Greg. Yeah, I mean, it's gripping, it's working, it's retracting. We're not expecting any fires, hopefully. So there you go. A lot of talk about the brakes, but I'm pretty happy with that. All right, we'll give you just a quick look at how we mounted the seat. So the seat's got this round hole in the front, and then back here it's got the usual slots for the bolts. So Greg had these little skidoo brackets, and it's already painted, but we just welded it to the tunnel at the right spacing so that those slots will line up with these. And I don't know, that's all we're doing. We're mounting it at 3 points. Good enough. Hey, one interesting thing I just learned about these skidoos, you know, with these straight shaft engines, straight shaft on the crank, they have shims or can have shims, and that can be used for clutch alignment. Now, it didn't have very many shims before. I think when the clutch fell off, there was like one thin shim on there. So it still wouldn't have been enough. We would have still had to slot the motor plate. But now that we know we're close, well, we can fine tune with these guys. All right, the sled's a long ways from done. We still got a long list. So we got a kill switch. We got to finalize the fuel lines. Got to grease all the bogies. We got to get the clutch on and realigned. Got to make a belt guard. We got to mess with the skis. We're close, but we're not quite there. So Greg's motor that was purchased as a rebuilt motor has just been
Craigslist rebuild.
Yeah, it was definitely a Craigslist rebuild. So we got some show and tell for you on this stuff. Let's start with the pistons, Greg. You want to show off what should have been in it and what was actually in it?
This is what's supposed to be in here out of a 340. Little not so good.
Little scuffed.
Somebody put a 670 piston in.
Yeah. Well, slide the pin into the other piston so they can really see the height difference. Because it's not just the dome.
It's
here, slide the pin into that one. It's not just the dome, the whole height is off. Look at that, folks. I mean, and then here's the bad thing. That pin slid in, but the circlips are in. Let's show them why.
Somebody put a bushing in, different size wrist pins. So they made a bushing to make the difference, and the circlips would hold the bushings in, but not the wrist pins.
So it's a good thing we caught that before the motor was run. That would have been bad. So that motor was way down on compression if we would have checked. Let's look at your other show and tell. What do we got here?
Original head, compression versus high altitude head I had bought. And thought about running it, but I don't want to run 114 octane gas or 110 octane.
Yeah, look at this. Look at the size of this chamber here compared to that one. Yeah, that would have just sent compression through the roof. And, you know, we're out for reliability here, right? The wild bill
Trail riding.
Trail riding. It is a trail ride.
Bill.
It is a reliability race. I mean, the attrition on that race is incredible because it's all junky old one-lungers. Yep. And we know about attrition because neither of us finished last time. So we're just working on that. Anyways, there's the show and tell. We'll give you a little walk around of the sled. And this is not the end of the video. We're not going to end this video until it's running, driving.
Hood straps are on.
Oh, yeah, the hood straps are on. We crossed a lot of things off the list. The seat is mounted. There's all sorts of stuff, but you can see we don't have a clutch on it right now. But this is where we're pausing for tonight. And tomorrow night, we'll be right back at it, and we'll try to get it running. Ah, that's what I was afraid of. I killed it when I squeezed that.
Yeah, because it's got.
Did it get gas up
But
to
you're
it?
not pulling any gas yet.
Oh, all right. It might have died from that.
I haven't seen any.
What do you got in
no,
here?
it died as soon as
I put in about a gallon, and then I spilled about another half in the belly
As soon as you
pan.
hit the brake is when it killed it. If you put it,
Why would they do
blow
that?
into that
Because
thing.
belt's pretty much direct drive.
Blow into that.
Hang on.
That belt is pretty tight.
That's why.
Ready?
Yep. Well, we're done.
Well, that was great.
Step back. Don't step back.
Working on Greg's recoil. You probably saw it break. You probably saw the rope break when everybody was here yesterday. So we're back at it again today. So for Greg's Elan to use that 292, we need a different flange. The holes are just too wide on that one. So I'm just going to whip one up. We're going to TIG weld that on. We'll weld these little hook pieces for the springs on, and it'll be great. All right, I stopped partway through the process to show you this. After the bead was on, there was no way we were going to get nuts on the studs to sit flat because, well, the studs are tight to the inside of those grooves. So I got out the grinder, I cut it loose, and took a little bit of a hammer and punch and dimpled the pipe back. So next step, seal that up. So things have cooled off, and here's the final product. Looks like there's enough room for the nuts now. I mean, we'll find out, and if there's not, we'll get out the grinder and maybe even the welder again. The one little hook there, the end just burnt and fell away, but oh well, it's still attached, and it's got 4 hooks. I mean, that's a lot. It would seem to me that 2 would be enough. So, I don't know. Good to go. Oh yeah, and fits right in the pipe. Definitely easier to do with 2 hands, but there we go. Goes right in. Nice fit. So next step is get Greg over here, put this thing together, and take it for a test ride. Right, we're here with Greg, and we're still working on the Elan. How long's it been since we worked on it last?
Can't remember.
6 or 8 weeks, I'm going to say. So you just saw it in the video, but for us, a little recap. The 340 motor did bad things. Flywheel cracked, took the key out, wrecked the crank stub, bad. So Greg's got a 292 Blizzard motor in here now.
TNT.
Oh, it's a TNT, 292 TNT in here right now. And I made up a new exhaust flange, which I showed you, I think. And what else? We're going to get it bolted in, fired up, and hopefully run it around the yard in a little bit. We think we're done. I mean, literally, we were at the point of riding the thing, and that's when the motor did bad stuff. So hopefully we get back to that point real quick. Here we go. Firing up the 292. I missed the first fire, but she's running. Needs a little carb adjustment, maybe, something.
More gasoline.
She's pumping fuel.
All right. Why isn't it sucking enough gas to run?
Yeah, we'll fiddle around with the carb, and we'll bring you back when she stays running. For some reason, we're still on part 3 of the Elan. We started filming part 3 of the Elan in January of 2025. The last time we filmed anything was in April of 2025, and it's now March of 2026.
Wow.
Yeah,
You got put on the back burner.
it did. So did your 5500.
Yep.
All right, so we're getting the Elan going because the Wild Bill 20 is coming up, and we got to finish it. We got to figure out whatever was wrong. We almost have to watch the video to figure out what was wrong. So we might do a little bit of that, but we got to get this thing done because we're 8 days away from the Wild Bill 20. All right, one fresh spark plug later. I don't see any fuel pumping yet. Give her a squirt again. Well, there's something blue in this line. Or is the line just blue?
Oh, there's some gas up here, yeah.
Let's give her a squirt. It might take more than that to get it to pump. I'll keep an eye on the line. I saw the bubbles in the line moving, Greg.
Yeah, I didn't see nothing come up here, though.
No, it didn't go that good. 0% pumping.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess we'll change the carb out quick or rebuild. Well, it's already been rebuilt, so who knows? It's a mystery. It's a mystery another Tillotson can solve. Well, that one ain't pumping. Next. I just figured out why none of these pumps will pump. The impulse hole's on this side. This was on there like this. This hole's off center. We need to put it on this way. Yeah, we were blocking the impulse hole. We had that spacer on backwards, Greg.
I see that now. Alright, so this needs to go this way.
So we've done a whole bunch of messing around when all we had to do was flip that thing. We fixed it. All right, it's pumping. We just need to adjust it now. All right. All right, we changed the carb, and of course it just died. We got to fiddle with it a little more, but that's what it needed, isn't it?
Yep.
That other carb, we would have to blow that other carb apart and take the Welch plugs out and unclog something. There's some circuit that's clogged, and I don't have any Welch plugs, so carb number 2 is the answer, I believe. Let's fiddle with it, get it perfect, but it's way better than it was. Tillotson Troubles. Look at all the fuel on the seat. This thing's... So one carb's too lean, one carb's way too rich. Gotta love Tillotsons. All right, so carb number 2 is the winner after a rebuild. Dug into it and found the needle was sticking. And, of course, all the gaskets were just rotten and soft, so we had to scrape gaskets for 15 minutes. But we got a winner. She's a good carb. Needs a little fine-tuning. You can't really do it until... it's a Tillotson. Probably not until the day you're riding it that morning. But I'm feeling pretty good. Greg, what do you think?
A lot better.
You think it's rideable?
It'll be racing on Saturday.
All right.
If snow conditions.
Yeah, exactly. Well, maybe we'll get a little footage of Greg driving it around a show or something before then.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow.
Yep. All right, I'm happy. We got it. All right, so this video was obviously a long time in the making, more than a year. But we got it done, and we got it in time for our friendly trail ride, the Wild Bill 20. And that's coming up pretty quick. And if there's any problems with the sled, well, you'll see it in that video. But hopefully it does okay, and hopefully my fleet does okay. And you probably won't see this video till after the race is done. So at any rate, I want to say huge thanks to the patrons for their support of the channel. Patrons, you guys are the best. For those that don't know, I run my membership offsite on a website and an app called Patreon. And the patrons, for a small donation each month, well, they get to see all the videos early and ad-free over on Patreon. And sometimes they get patron-only videos. And, you know, this last winter, we had a patron-only event. So it's a pretty good deal if you want to support the channel. Other ways to support, well, of course, hit subscribe. Subscriptions are free on YouTube. And a lot of times people like to send us a super thanks. That's great. We appreciate it. It not only helps us financially, but it also really makes the YouTube algorithm appreciate our videos. And people send us things to PayPal or to the P.O. Box as well. We appreciate all of you. So with that said, we'll see you on the trails.